I have finished the Bubble Belly Bonsai guitar kit. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the steps that I took in order to finalize the setup. Also, some additional steps that I need to take in the future to tweak it to my personal preference. And just a general summation of my thoughts on this guitar kit. Was it fun? Is it worth it? Is this something I'm just going to hang on the wall as a piece of art? Or is this a guitar that I'm actually going to reach for and play? So if you're interested in that, and you'd like to hear some sound samples, stick around. Hey everybody, I'm Brant, and yeah, sorry, I've got strings on and done all the setup I'm going to do at this point on the guitar. Just to kind of tell you what I did since my last video. I think I left off, I had just gotten the neck on, hadn't yet put the strings on. So obviously I've got the strings on. Put the string trees on after I got the strings on, so I could kind of space those out appropriately. The Bubble Belly Bonsai company included a PDF manual on doing setup. They call it their Luthier's guide. And it's a pretty comprehensive guide, I must say. It's about 10 pages or so, and it follows very closely along with the train setup method. So talking about tuning your strings, checking the relief in your neck, and they show you how to do that either by hand or by using the Music Nomad truss rod relief gauge, and how to make adjustments with your truss rod if you need to. After that, it talks about managing your action, so raising and lowering the saddles, retuning, and so on. How to measure that specifically, they use the Music Nomad string action guide ruler in their manual as an example. So then they talk about intonation, how to adjust the saddles to intonate your guitar, what you're looking for, instructions how to do that, and finally how to adjust your nut slots. And they did include the welder tip cleaners, aka cheap nut files. I have the Music Nomad files, which they actually suggest using if you've got them. And they also did cover checking your pickup heights and how to measure those and what the measurements should be. So one thing that I had to do before I did any of that was I had to get this pick guard flush. And I was able to do that. You can see it's laying flat along the body now. I talked to Bubble Belly Bonsai just because I wasn't sure because of the material the pickguard's made out of, the reinforced carbon fiber plastic, essentially. I didn't want it to chip or to break out in pieces, depending on if I was sanding it or filing it. They said I was fine sanding it. I actually did use a wood file, and it did a really good job. I can't hardly tell. It's very straight on there. I can't really tell that I did anything. So that was great. And it's all flush now. I was also able to get this strap button attached. I did have to get a longer screw to go through the bolt that's somewhere in this little piece for it to be able to reach. So that's taken care of now. I did talk about these tuners last time that I thought they were staggered because of how low they are. And if you can see how low. And Bubble Belly Bonsai reached out to me and said, hey, can you make sure that those are tight? Because they shouldn't be that low. We talked and I confirmed, yeah, they're that low. And it turns out that these tuners are not the correct tuners for this guitar. So they are going to be sending me some other tuners. In addition, they mentioned the issue with the pickguard. was because the supplier of their bridge had changed their bridge, and they will be correcting that in future kits to compensate for the difference in the dimensions there. And that should resolve that issue with the pickguard. Also, the screw, the needing a longer screw here, they made a note of that as well. Pretty much everything, any issue that I came across, they were very thankful for me to be reporting it to them so they could correct it in future builds. So because I'm getting new tuners, and I have my saddles very low right now. I don't know if you can see how low those are sitting. And my action is still a little bit high. So I mentioned that to Bubble Belly Bonsai, and they agreed that I probably need to shim the neck. But because I'm waiting for the tuners and I have to do that, there's still some things I need to file the nut down on the top a little bit. The strings are sitting pretty deep in those nut slots. I don't know if you can tell. And I'd rather take some of the top off of that and also just kind of fine tune. But other than that, I think the guitar is done. It plays really nice. Some of the issues that I'm running into in playing it, I think have to do with not having the correct tuners on, needing that shim. My sustain is not lasting very long. It kind of dies out, and I think addressing some of the issues with the nut and tuners and shim on the neck and whatnot should help correct that, but I'll have to get to that at a later date. Let me go ahead and plug this in and let you hear a little bit of what it sounds like. All right. No effects, just a little bit of reverb. In the neck position. Pretty good in the neck and middle position. Middle position. Middle and bridge position. And bridge position. Let's try some different. Just leave it in the bridge. And in case I didn't point it out before, there is an on-off switch on this guitar. So that's pretty fun. So that is the Bubble Belly Bonsai guitar kit. I'm going to call this guitar Robert Plant. Thank you, John, over at Smoke Eater Guitars, for that suggestion. But I have really enjoyed getting the opportunity to take a look at this, to build it, put it together, and to play it. Man, I got to say, I'm pretty impressed. I wasn't sure if this would just be something that I hang up on the wall for looks, or if I'd actually reach for it. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. The pickups and everything are fantastic. I do like the feel of it. This weighs 6.1 pounds, so it's not too far off from, maybe a pound or two less than a regular guitar. I know there's been a lot of concern. People are concerned that the string tension is just going to pull this thing apart. This middle section in the back here is really quite solid. I'm kind of thinking of this guitar, I'm comparing it to, in my mind, like a travel guitar. You know, the Donner travel guitars where it's just a thin block of wood in the middle, and then you attach like the metal curve pieces. That's kind of what I'm considering all of this to be, is just attachments that you have on here. They're not structurally supporting anything or important to maintaining the shape of the guitar for playing it. It's just that middle section. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. Over time, is this going to warp or break easily? I don't know. I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna have to keep it for a while and see. But yeah, I mean, as design wise goes, just the talking point of this guitar, having this hanging up, I can't imagine that I'll have anybody come into the shop and not ask me about it. I think that's it's pretty unique, and I'm really happy to have this. But yeah, thank you everybody who's watched so far the whole process and commented on it, and uh, kind of given your feedback, what you thought of this. I was really curious how people would react to it. I kind of got what I expected, kind of a mix of like, oh, that's cool. I'd like to. I'm kind of interested in that. To no way, Jose. It's plastic. I was really trying not to have any preconceived ideas of what this was going to be like, and now having had it, I'm pretty impressed with this guitar. I think it's actually a very nice guitar that is also a piece of art. I really think that it's both. But I want to thank Bubble Belly Bonsai for sending this to me, to reaching out. Go check out Bubble Belly Bonsai, if nothing else, just to play around with what you want your own guitar to look like, even if you're not planning on buying one. It's kind of interesting to see what you could do design wise and stuff. But that's going to do it for me today. Thanks again for watching. And as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cheers.